I got in the Uber. We was like, we're going to make it home. We ended up being on the road for 7 hours straight.
From Rochester?
Yes.
Buffalo, yeah. For those that you don't know, that's an hour commute?
That's an hour commute. And it was freezing outside. We couldn't get out and use the bathroom. It was just a nightmare.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever you may be listening, and welcome to Latitude, live at the Buffalo Urban League. Look at that, they didn't even need...
No prompting.
Right.
Fantastic. For those of you who don't know, I'm Nate Benson, the Director of Media and Public Relations at 43 North, and the host of this podcast, and I have a very special co-host this week. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Babatunde Cole, and I have the privilege to be the Vice President for the Buffalo Urban League Young Professionals, and we also are partnering with 43 North, so thank you. We are the Empowerment Agenda podcast, so I want to thank you all for being here. This is the first time for a live recording for me, so hopefully I don't make a fool of myself.
I will do that for all of us.
All right.
It's going to be fine. So 2 podcasts in one, which means we have a very special guest today. Davielle Jackson, 2017 winner of the 43 North competition. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm doing excellent.
Look, more clapping, no prompting. I like this audience.
That's right.
So before we get started, I do want to give a couple quick shout-outs. First to Lovejoy Pizza up on Main Street, right?
Yep, Main Street.
Main Street, thank you. They provide all the food for us tonight, so a good shout-out to them. And for those in the audience, feel free to live tweet, Instagram, Facebook, Friendster, MySpace, whatever you do for social media, and use the hashtag #LatitudeLive, and make sure you get those questions ready, because there is some audience participation in this episode. Towards the end of the show, we're going to wander out there and let you guys ask some questions for myself and Davielle or Baba. So let's jump right into this.
Absolutely.
With Davielle, first, the hardest question. Give us the quick pitch of who you are and what you do.
I am Davielle Jackson. I'm founder and president of Femi Secrets. We're a feminine hygiene care company. I am from Louisiana. Came from 2 entrepreneur parents. Catholic schoolgirl, athlete, entrepreneur.
It's a great combo.
What type
cool.
of entrepreneurship were your parents involved in?
Well, my dad owned nightclubs. He owned a construction company. Plenty of different businesses, but my mother was a cosmetologist, and she just did hair. Me and my sister watched her work from 5 a.m. to 12 at night, so we saw our parents work really hard all of our lives.
Oh, and it's as you probably know now, it's not easy.
Oh, my God. They should have told me something about this.
What's, so talk about the beginning of Femi Secrets. What was it about your background in college that kind of led you to starting your own business?
Well, in high school more so, I was in love with biology. Okay. So for whatever reason, I would just make straight A's in biology. I loved it. I think that, the human body kind of created the world. Like, I think everything, the cars, everything was mimicked off of how the human body operates. So it was just so unique to me. So I competed in competitions in biology. I won competitions. And so I just loved it. And so, of course, my goal was to be a medicine doctor, and so doing my prereqs and everything like that. I never thought it would lead me here into entrepreneurship, but one of the main reasons I came into the feminine hygiene is because one of my friends, she just had an issue. She was like, listen, I suffer from PCOS, have extremely heavy menstrual cycles. Nothing I do, no product on the market currently can help me. Like, I'm sleeping with towels, it's just a mess. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to fix this. That's one thing about me, is that I like to fix stuff.
Sure.
So if you give me a challenge, I'm going to say, oh, how can we fix
challenge
this?
Accepted.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's kind of how Femi Secrets manifested.
It's beautiful.
So why start it then? Was it just to solve problems?
It was definitely to solve problems, but as a grinder, I was like, how can I turn this into billions? Right? So I was like, well, shoot, if it's helping my friend, right? She passed it out to some of the athletes that was at her college. They loved the product. They was like, oh, my God, give us more, give us more. I was like, oh, I might be on to something. So I was like, then I went to the superstores, beauty stores in Atlanta, and I was like, let me hand some out to these women and see if I really have something. Let me test the market. So I gave them samples. They would come back the next day with 2-3 friends. They would buy 3 boxes. They would say, here, take a picture with this girl. She's going to be a billionaire. I was like, yes.
Did you have permission in the big box stores to be handing out samples, or were you kind of just doing it under the table?
No,
or?
I was in beauty supply stores all over Atlanta, right? So I just would go into the stores, and I would say, because there's so many women in Atlanta, I would go into the stores and say, hey, can I hand this out? And they'll be like, sure. I'll be like, can I put some boxes on the shelves? They'll be like, sure. I'll be like, great. And so once I figured that out, that women love it, the product was doing what it was supposed to do, then my biology kicked back in, and I was like, how can we make this a healthy, unique, beneficial product? And that kind of rolled into the whole Femi's Secret company.
Wow. Well, I can say you're definitely on your way to becoming a billionaire.
Oh, note that today.
So obviously you just explained some of the major successes that helped you, progress your career. But as an entrepreneur, what were some of your biggest pain points when you were starting your business?
Well, one of the main pain points was because I'm very impatient. I think that I love to say that, I was in Walmart 6 months after I created my product, right? That was crazy. Like, somebody should have said, hey, you need to slow down. Like, you can't go from a medical student to an entrepreneur in the biggest retail store in the world, right? So some of those challenges was basically me learning that industry like this. Like, I immediately went from just living a regular life to now I'm like, I'm supposed to be this big boss CEO, but now I'm like in the warehouse. I'm breaking nails every day. I'm getting hit. I'm shipping boxes. I'm like, this is not fun. So it comes with a lot of heartache and pain, but it's worth it.
That's great. That's great. So for all those young women that look to you for inspiration, that want to be entrepreneurs in their own sense, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would give them?
To follow their passions and focus on that. Like a lot of our winners here, they started from some background with their family. Something happened in their lives to where there's like, hey, this happened to my child. I'm going to create a daycare where I can see my child all day. Right. So I would love for women to follow their passion. I believe once you are actually helping somebody, doing something that you love every day, then it's nothing to work for 24 hours straight. It's nothing to grind it out, So that's what I would tell them.
What's been some of the difficulties, though, for you in Femi Secrets as, you get started as an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. So, of course, like I said, when we rolled out into Walmart, I was always being strategic because my goal is acquisition, right? Yeah. So I was like, how can I first keep all of my equity in the company? And this is still a young entrepreneur thinking she knows it all when she doesn't, right? So I'm like, I'm a cash flow all of this. So invested my own money initially, brought in a few other investors, and I was just cash flowing. And I was like, listen, we put this product out, Walmart pays us. I put more product out, Walmart pays us. I don't need no more investors. I'm not accepting anything. And then Target came along, and that wasn't working. So I thought Walmart was the big kahuna, but Target was like, no, we're going all over the U.S., give me this, give me that. And I was like, Walmart, I can't ship none of y'all. Target, I can't ship none of y'all. And it just went crazy. And at that point, I was like, in the Buffalo News article, he quoted me, which I didn't think he was. But I was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to be a regular person. I'm going to live a regular life, get married, have some kids. And then, that always changes. I was like, oh, no, I need to go do what I love again. So
you made kind of a conscious effort to fund this yourself, which a lot of entrepreneurs, they look for funding. And, a person, you're a woman entrepreneur, which already, unfortunately, that's a notch against
Absolutely.
You. Now, you're also a black woman, and you're in a feminine hygiene industry. So
Absolutely.
It's like the bottom of the bottom for something that is a very necessary product.
Exactly. It's a necessity. And the crazy part is, the most extreme part is, most investors are men, right? So when I walk into a meeting and they're like, they see my numbers, they're like, we love what she has going on. But then I sit in a meeting and they're like, well, how soon is this going to be over? This is making me uncomfortable. So it's extremely hard. So thank God for competitions like 43 North. Like, I think this is a blessing. I think it's going to accelerate us in the way that we need to be accelerated.
Well, since you teed me up for the softball,
why
did you apply to 43?
Well, because of Target, after Target, and first off, Target came in with some huge demands. First off, there was like, we hate your packaging. You need to change your packaging, but you got 1 month to do it because you need to be on my shelves in September. That's another early mistake that I made as an entrepreneur. I should have told Target, hold on, I'll be back. But I was like, nope, I can get it done. This is a challenge, and we're going to get it done. Of course, I did get it done, but I never take in account for the errors that could happen. Anything that can go wrong in my supply chain line, it's a wrap for me. So that's kind of what happened.
Why do you think Target was so persistent about the packaging and things like that? Was it because you were kind of just you're on your own entrepreneur, and they could kind of like, oh, if she can get it done, we'll do it, and if not,
well, no, I think the buyers are kind of experts in that area, and she was like, I think your packaging is dated, and you need to update it. And if she sees packaging, she purchases all day. I'm gonna listen to her and get it changed.
So after you filled out the 40th North application, which is like 70 questions.
Wait, so my friend from Buffalo told me, hey, it's this great competition going on in Buffalo, and you need to sign up, right? I initially went look at it, and I was like, no, this is too long. I'm not signing it up. So for about 2 months straight, he was like, listen, go. I think you can win this. And then after I said, you know what, I'm going to live my regular life, and I threw everything away, I was like, you know what, I got a little time on my hands. Let me fill out this application. And that's kind of how it went.
So you came to Buffalo, pitched on stage at Shay's last October. You won $500,000, which is fantastic. What went through your mind after receiving that award? And it's like, okay, now what?
Immediately now, the first thing that goes into your mind is like, and I want to, they're trying to create the CEO peer group. I would love to talk to them about this, but is it just me? But I think like instead of the celebration, the pressure kicks in right now, because I'm like, okay, now these people believe in me. They've invested into me. Now I have to iron things out and get to work. So when I left here, I'm like, yeah, it's all fun, but I'm already strategizing on how I'm going to roll everything out. I've won. We're still not in a competition anymore, but we're still in a competition, right? So exactly. So I'm like, I want to be the best team that ever came out of 43 North. So, it's kind of just, I was like, oh, it's time to get to work now.
I always love the move-in day stories from our winners who've moved here from, California, Arizona.
Oh, God.
I heard a rumor that you had possibly mentioned you don't need a snow brush. You're good.
You didn't say that. No.
Well, no. When they brought me the snow brush, I was like, what is this?
Okay.
Yes, I didn't know. And then Lee was like, yes. And Lee was like, you're going to need this. You're going to need 2 of these. And he said, when you do it, film it so I can see it. I was like, okay. So let's just.
How was your first winter in Buffalo? I have to ask.
Oh, God. I flew in on January 3rd, right?
Oh, okay.
So
all right, that's a great day.
Immediately, I had to land in Rochester because it was a blizzard here.
Sounds about right.
So then they're like, oh, you can get in a cab, and I was like, I'm not getting in a cab. I was like, Uber, find me an Uber. So I got in an Uber. We was like, we're going to make it home. We ended up being on the road for 7 hours straight.
From Rochester?
Yes.
Buffalo, yeah.
For those that you don't know, that's an hour commute?
That's an hour commute. And it was freezing outside. We couldn't get out and use the bathroom. It was just a nightmare. But the beauty of it was, I always say that God sets me up right. I shared an Uber with another young lady. She happened to be the president of USPS, the Postal Service.
Wow, okay.
So once she found out what I did, I was like, listen, I need some discounts. So we was making deals in the back. We have now since made a deal with USPS. So it was worth it. It was worth it.
But I think it's worth noting that deal is so important because you're kind of gone into a subscription model.
Absolutely. It's extremely important. So initially when we rolled out, retail, of course, was the way to go. But of course, as e-commerce is the number one route to go, of course, it's more profitable. That's where we're heading to now with our subscription, which will launch in August, which we're extremely excited about. Have some hard work going in on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But with the shipping, we'll be shipping everywhere, so those rates will be amazing, the deal that was structured there. So.
It was funny, the other day in the office, you were looking some new product samples and stuff, and you kind of said, hey, Nate, what do you think?
Everybody's passing by. They're like,
okay.
It's so random because we're like the panty company, right? So it's like everybody passing by like, what is going on? Then one of the other winners, Scott, he was like, so he caught me in the kitchen. He was like, so the other day you were standing in front of Jeremy and you were like shaking and moving. He was like, what's that about? I was like, we were product testing, Scott. If you must know, like, we need to see how it looked in some jeans.
So if you ever come by the 4th North Incubator,
and I'm just smiling and just keep walking, So, and he was like, it did look like he was interested, but I was in the back like, oh. I was like, bye, Scott.
That's fantastic.
Wow. So, I guess my follow-up question was, how important is community engagement as being an entrepreneur?
It is extremely important. One of the things that is taking place right now is the sanitary code, which is placed here in New York, which means all public school systems have to have sanitary products readily available for all women, which is excellent. Like I said, God always sets this up. So as soon as I come here with my sanitary company, now it's mandatory. So I'm like, yay! So, but most importantly, with my nonprofit that I have, of course I have the nonprofit, which is called I Am Number One. But the goal is to reach as many women as we can in order to help them with a higher level of hygiene. Like Femi Secrets, of course we have our products, but the goal of the products is to help women in a health fashion as well as a lifestyle fashion. Right. So we want to touch as many women as we can possibly. Definitely have to be involved in the community.
So please tell me about your non-for-profit.
My nonprofit is called, of course, I Am Number One, and what we do is I want girls to kind of be like me, which is basically kind of just being focused on yourself completely, putting your best self first before you enter into marriage, before you enter into relationships, having children. You know, just making sure that you're educated. You know, you're set up for success initially. So in Atlanta, I meet with the girls. I speak with them at school. We share journals. I tell them they can talk to me about anything. I connect them with other college students so we can get them to college, as well as have some volunteer therapists that's set up to speak to them and stuff. So a lot of women I find have a lot of issues that are taking place during childhood. So I think that if we can harbor that and stop that from happening at that rate, that they'll be more successful moving forward. So that's kind of the goal.
That's beautiful. So you would describe yourself as empowering your community?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I asked that because the Urban League mission is to empower all individuals.
Absolutely.
So, again, I'd like to plug in our soiree June 23rd, which I would like to say Ms. Davielle is an awarded recipient, our entrepreneurship award. Congratulations.
Thank you. I love to clap for myself randomly.
Well, it's great that you have something to clap for because you're doing some great work. So I'm going to get a little specific here. June 17th, on your website, you spoke about plans for your engagement in the community. So could you share your 3-year plan?
My 3-year plan?
Yeah, your 3-year plan.
Oh, my. So, first off, since you just threw that out, well, my main goal here is I understand the goals of 43 North, which is stimulating this economy, getting some jobs going. So, my goal is to open a manufacturing facility here, first and foremost. But also to, of course, have my nonprofit here full throttle, working with young ladies, working with the community. And so, just the manufacturing facility itself is a 3-year plan.
It sounds like it.
So, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, for the aspiring entrepreneurs and just millennials in general, why do you personally think it's so important to be involved in your community?
Just to inspire, like, one of the things I always tell, some people one of the winners actually looked at my website, at my Instagram, and they was like, you're extremely flashy. He was like, what is this? Take this off. This is too much. This is too much. I said, well, there's a reason that I do this. I said, it's not to say, oh, I have a lot of money, because that's not the case. The goal is to say, young ladies, you can be a businesswoman and have this amazing life versus going down any other route. Like most young women think they have to act, they have to model in order to live like a fancy life and stuff like that. So it's important for me to motivate young ladies to use your brain, use your education.
Absolutely.
Just be strategic. And,
can we get some snaps for that? Can we get some snaps for that?
That's something that someone can never take away from you, which is your brain and your work ethic and everything else. So that's the number one goal.
I feel inspired just from that.
Oh, okay.
Now, you starting any businesses?
Nate's Nacho Stand, which for those listeners of the 4th North podcast, they know that business very well.
I'm sure it's going to be good, Nate.
So, so opening manufacturing facility in Buffalo. Can you talk a little bit about 6 months into Buffalo, City of Good Neighbors? What's your experience been like? Good, bad, and unrelated?
It's so funny because when we were stuck in that snowstorm, I was like, what is this City of Good Neighbors? We're stuck here. No fire trucks is coming to help us. We've been out here for 8 hours. That was the first time I ever seen a sign. But no, of course, I think that even with 43 North, they'd be like, when I was doing my interviews, they was like, so are you coming to Buffalo? What about Buffalo? Are you sure you want to come to Buffalo? And I think it shouldn't be that way because I think it's a pretty cool place. Like, we can all deal with a little snow. I can handle snow because I'm going to stay in the house anyway, but and work. But I think it's a really good place. Like, the community here has welcomed me. from the mayor's office, Jamil, the Urban League, everyone has been so welcoming. How can we help you? How can we support you? Of course, 43 North, anything we need. We have the mentors here today. They help us. They send us work when we're not even asking for it. So as from a business standpoint, it is exceptional. Like, I love it here. So I don't have too many negative things to say, no, because, I mean, I'm just working.
It's beautiful.
Working hard, too.
Working hard. Extreme. Like, we're sick. The other day, Lauren was like, Sonny Care was sick, and she was like, everybody's getting sick because they're working so hard. I was like, oh, I must have a good immune system. And then I was like, oh, now it's like I'm just falling apart. Yeah, so as we ramp up for the subscription and the manufacturing and stuff, it's just some hard, long hours, so I just got to keep my vitamin C up.
There you go.
So the subscription that you said launches in August?
In August, yes.
For folks who are listening to this, want to, how do they join?
Absolutely. So actually, we're doing a soft launch Monday, which will give some subscribers a chance to go order and pre-subscribe. And what we'll be giving away is some samples and some starter kits. It'll come with some fun gifts inside in order for our ladies to understand what the product is, as well who the company is. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about our subscription is that we are, first and foremost, we're health focused, but the goal is to give a woman everything she needs during that time of the month. So no woman will ever have to go to the store again if they're a Femi Secrets customer.
That's amazing.
They'll have everything in one box. It'll keep them fresh, clean, and healthy. And some cool gifts. It'll be motivating them. We'll have some health challenges in there. You know, drink some water, work out at the gym. You know, our promotion is like a Femi girl. Everybody that gets our boxes, they'll become a Femi Secrets girl.
Okay.
And a Femi Secrets girl is just all that. Like,
all that.
She's on top of her education. She's on top of her health. She's on top of her game. So we're extremely excited about it.
Are you excited about the potential of fathers and boyfriends and husbands being excited about the subscription model too, for not having
not having to go to the stores. Yes, exactly. And the cool part is we're gonna.
That's who you need to target.
Yes, I need to target them, right? Yes, and then the cool part is that we'll have the algorithm built in to where as soon as their cycle is coming, the product will show up a few days earlier.
Wow,
so
that's
before
amazing.
they even know that it's coming, it'll be there, and they'll be like, "What is this?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, this
so
is
it's
why it showed up."
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes,
I like
yes.
it. I like it. So your work ethic is absolutely amazing, and clearly
thanks.
you're a woman of many talents, so much so that you are an author as well.
I am.
For those of you that don't know, Ms. Davielle has written the book Ready, Set, Go, Business Guide to Turning Your Passions into Millions.
Yes,
So
yes.
please, what was your inspiration to write a book?
Well, a lot of people that follow me, they love to call me out, right?
Okay.
So they'd be like, "Oh, so you support women so much, but I've DM'd you 7 times, you ignored me." And I was like, "Okay, I have the solution. I can't." I was like, I can't like pull every woman aside and say, "Hey, this is how you start your business. This is how you do this." I'm gonna write the book.
Right.
So I wrote the book because a lot of women's like, "You created this amazing product. How did you get from here to here? I have some amazing ideas. I don't know where to start."
Okay.
So I was like, "Here's your starter kit, ready, set, go." So that'll be launched as well with the subscription in August. We'll do this big old rollout for that as well.
Well, I'm sick of talking. I think the audience needs to now participate a little bit.
Please,
Absolutely.
please put them to work.
Before we get back to any other questions, who's got a question for Davielle?
Hi, I see my book.
Met you last February. When is I Am in Buffalo going to be actually Buffalo?
Well, wherever I am, the nonprofit is. But of course, we are. So the thing is, I've been trying to partner with the Women's New York. I've spoke to so many women to get involved. So all of that is manifesting right now. So any day now will be, especially since school is out, it's kind of hard because I normally work with the teachers. But so I'm expecting that to happen in the fall as well. Do y'all have a fall in Buffalo?
We do have fall.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
we do.
fall.
It's like 2 months, but
I don't know how to express
I'm
that.
going to keep it one more because I got
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is mentorship necessary?
That's a great question.
Oh, absolutely necessary, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without mentorship. So so many people come into my life just randomly that's helped me get to places where I am now. So it's extremely important, especially not to, from an error standpoint, like that's what I have in my book. I'm like, listen, I made all of these mistakes already, so you don't have to make these same mistakes when you start your business. So it's great to have mentorship.
Can I say my third one?
Sure, go ahead.
School to internship. Some people are like, oh, well, I could drop out of school and just go internship.
No. I'm pro-education. No. I'm pro-education because I was going into medicine. I think the thing that set me apart to where I was able to move so quickly in business, partnering with Walmart, is because of that critical thinking that they banged into our heads constantly in biology and medicine school. So, no, I'm pro-education. Get your education. I think it sets you apart and it puts you ahead so you can work harder and work faster.
I think one element of the Fourth North program that the public doesn't fully understand is part of the prize, not just the prize money, it's also we partner you with mentors that you meet with on the regular.
Absolutely.
You kind of have goals that they're asking you to meet.
Absolutely.
And there's that kind of giving back and forth, right?
Yeah. So, and that's really, that's more so, it's almost equal with the money, right? Because you, in a business, like it's the $5 million business competition. But that's the money that we want is still barely any money to do the things that, like, some of our companies have burn rates per month at $250,000 a month. So, like, you have to have that mentor that's going to say, like Jack in the crowd, he says, Davielle, this manufacturing facility, I don't know, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, Jack, I'm going to run those numbers up, and then I'm going to make the manufacturing facility. And he's great. Like, that's what we need, somebody to say, hey, you're doing too much, slow down, or this is the best way to do it. So it's extremely important.
Who else has a question? Great.
Hi, Javon. She's all the way in from Louisiana. This is our best friend.
You came at the right time of the year.
Welcome to Buffalo.
The question I have is, are you going to write another book soon? What other products do you have coming out?
Oh, good questions. I definitely will write another book, and this will be after I 10 million, maybe 20 million in revenue. I want to do some huge things and then move on to the next book. And of course, with Femi Secrets now, of course, we had our premier product, which is Pretty Panty, but we're rolling out every other product that a woman needs. So we have our own liners, wipes, anything a woman needs for that time of the month, we'll have it, but it'll be all natural, organic, and healthy, and coming from a good company.
And this is all rolling out in August, correct?
Correct.
All right. Any more questions? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hi, Fatima.
Hi, Davielle. I do have a question. So, how did you? Because you said you were studying medicine, but then you switched over to this. Was
Yes.
this like your initial plan?
Oh, absolutely not. Well, I started with medicine, and then I was like, you know what? I was in sales all of my life, right? And I did really well at sales. So I was with Nextel, AT&T, Atlanta Hawks, and I was like, if I'm making all this money for these companies, I can go do it for myself. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm young. I'm always going to have these credits and this degree. If I'm at 40 and I say, you know what, I want to go be a doctor again, I'll be able to go be a doctor again. But I was like, while I'm young, I have the energy, I'm going to go live my dreams and try to, live out my entrepreneur spirit.
So what was the first 6 weeks after that decision like?
Oh my God. Ooh, the money started running out fast. And I was like, I did the podcast earlier this week and somebody texted me and was like, so you ate chicken breast and rice every night? I was like, yes, that's all I could afford. I had to save money. So it was extremely scary. But like I said, it kept, even the 43 North, I think that was a sign from God. Like when I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to live a regular life. And it was like, boom, you're a winner. It's like they push you right back into it and say, nope, you can't stop right now. It's just, so it's like, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Young professor. I want to know, not for me.
Here we go.
But yeah, for that phantom friend, if you want to, is there a way for guys to surprise a woman, like a significant, without knowing every single thing? Like, can a guy order your products without asking the woman, well, when did you do this and how big is this?
Well, if you're a good husband or if you're a good boyfriend, you already know all that information. Yeah, right? Yeah, and then you just go online and you're like, so I know this date. Yeah, tell your friend.
So first part, have that conversation.
Then order, yep.
So if you're in transit to becoming that great, spouse, is there a fast track way? Is there a cheat sheet? No.
I mean, but the website will help you out a lot.
Okay.
And then once you go on, you can kind of just put in, okay, she's kind of a small size.
Okay.
And I know this kind of date she gets cranky, so.
All All right. So, gentlemen, I hope you were paying attention. I did what I could to help you out.
Plug.
Alrighty.
Good.
Oh, one more, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just going to reiterate. Remember back in February, I asked you this question about passion, dreams, you know how you can have like several different ideas.
Yes.
Reiterate that because some
Absolutely. So a lot of people struggle with that. They're like, oh my God, I have so many things that I'm good at. How do I choose? So I don't believe in spreading yourself thin. Like, I think you should master one thing, turn that into the best thing that it could be, and then develop other things. And the thing that you master the best is the things that people literally tell you all the time. You're a great singer, or you're a great writer, or you're a great interviewer. You know, that's what you are a master at. So line that up and just turn that into millions, and then go into all those other things that you just have fun doing.
Oh, wow. That's huge. Thank you for that question. I appreciate that.
Good.
So wrapping things up, what haven't you done yet that you wanted to do, whether it's in business, life, or both?
I don't know.
On the cheat sheet,
I
guess.
know.
I told
He's
you.
making me think here. What haven't I done? I guess I haven't gotten married and had a family and all of that stuff. So
You're a little busy at the moment.
I'm a little busy.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I gave somebody that speech the other day. I was like, listen, this is my life. This is going to be my life. I'm always going to be busy because even if this happens, I'm trying to beat that goal. You know, I'm a CEO. I'm an owner of a company, so nothing is going to change. So I said, it's never going to be a right time for me to get married, have children. It's just going to have to happen. So those are one of the things. Other than that, I mean, I've been living a pretty good life, living the dream.
Absolutely.
Well, Davielle, for folks who want to learn more about Femi Secrets, how can they do so?
Absolutely. So they can follow us on Facebook. We're Femi Secrets on Facebook, Femi Secrets on Instagram, FemiSecrets.com, and you can go to DavielleJackson.com, or you can just Google Davielle Jackson.
Sounds pretty simple. I
Simple.
think we can figure it out, hopefully. I would hope. But thank you so much, and congratulations on your
Thank
award.
you. Clap for myself again.
So, Baba, as we wrap up, why don't you give a plug for the Buffalo Urban League? How can they learn about your podcast and all the great work you guys are doing here at the Buffalo Urban League?
Yes, absolutely. So, again, we have our annual soiree June 23rd at Aqua. It is a night in Paris. It'll be an event you will not want to forget. We have Miss Davielle being awarded, and I'm sure she's going to turn up, and her fans will be there to represent. And again, we're all about the community, and essentially what Davielle has really told us today, it's all about making sure that, number one, you're focusing on yourself and developing yourself, and then helping others along the way and empowering other individuals. And we just want to be that outlet for everyone to have the opportunity to do both, right? Because where poverty exists, all are poor. Where hate flourishes, all are corrupted. Where injustice reigns, all are unequal. And these are words we like to go by our former national president, a man named Whitney M. Young, a very inspirational civil rights leader. But without further ado, I must say thank you, Nate. I appreciate it. Davielle, you've been wonderful as always. This has been fun.
Thank you so much for being a great co-host. It's great. Davielle, thank you so much. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, feel free to head on over to iTunes, leave a 5-star review of the shows, because the more 5-star reviews we have, the more people will actually see this podcast.
5 stars. Thanks. I want to say thanks to the Buffalo Urban League for my award, of course, for having me here. This is one of the main reasons that I do this, just to motivate our young people to live better lives and live their dreams. So I'm very appreciative.
Yes, and I want to piggyback again. Thank you to the Buffalo Urban League for hosting us tonight. This was a great live edition of the podcast.
It was.
43 North, I'm Nate Benson. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
Woo!